So what do we do when a man says, I need time? Well, the short answer is you give him time, but you also give him limits. And an important question to ask him when he says he needs time is, why does he need time? And does it feel like a legitimate reason to you? So if he's vague, if he's unclear, then that's going to give you some clues. If he is clear and just says something's going on in my life, I'm having a crisis, and I just need some time to process, I don't really have time to date right now, that's fine. That's legitimate, right? So you also want to ask yourself a question when he says he needs time, and that is, how much time are you willing to give him? And when he does take time, one of the things you're going to want to look for is, does he update you along the way? A man who stays in touch, especially if he's going through tough times, but he updates you and tells you, here's where I am, this is what's going on, sorry to keep you waiting. He's showing you that he cares and that he is invested in the relationship. The first thing is to manage your anxiety. Usually when a man says, I need time, we get anxious. We feel vulnerable. We feel out of control. We feel uncertain about what the future holds. And when we feel like that, we can act in ways that feel weak or that look needy and weak to him. So we text him, we show up at his place unannounced, we stalk him on social media because we're not fully trusting that he really does need time. Let me know if you've ever done any of those things. Another way that people show anxiety when a man says, I need time, is to run away, just to break up with him, to preserve your self-worth, to save face. You just break up. Great, fine. Or you show like anger, right? And none of those responses is helpful. Number two, this is a time for self-care. So if a guy needs time and he needs space, I want you to take your space too, because you're the treasure. You have extra time alone now. So this is a time to build your confidence up, to attend to your mental health, your physical health, reconnect to the friends and family that you might have neglected when you were in a relationship. Read a book that you've been wanting to read. Go see that movie. Do the things that sometimes we neglect when we're in a relationship. So use that time. Don't just sit around waiting, but use that time in a positive way. Number three, let him return to you. This guy asked for time, so let him decide when to come back. He doesn't need you to remind him when to come back, especially if you've established the timeline, you've had a conversation when he's taking time, what works for you, and he hasn't returned in ample time, then you get to decide if you want to wait for him or if you want to go. And it's up to you. You don't want to pursue him and say, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? That's again back to number one, managing the anxiety. And number four, know when time is up. If he doesn't return to you, he's going to lose you. Remember, you're the treasure. And this will change depending on how long you've been seeing somebody and the purpose for his time away. So sometimes men need time because they legitimately need time. They're overwhelmed with work, they're on a job search, they're between jobs, they're looking to get a job promotion, they have trouble with their children, with their parents. But sometimes a man says, I need time, and it's BS. It's just his stall tactics. It's his way of saying, I don't have the courage to break up with you yet, but I just want to kind of slink away. And you need to really feel into this. If a guy has been showing you signs that he's not invested in the relationship or in the dating, then you get to decide how much you want to invest in the relationship. And I suggest that you match his energy. If he's taking time away because he hasn't really invested, then find somebody who will. Take time, like take your own time and get out of that relationship. So If a man says, I need time, and it's legitimate, let him have his time, and he will be so grateful. If a man says, I need time, and it's not legitimate, let him go and go far away from him. Date as a woman of value who knows she's a treasure, who knows that she is worthy of a man who does invest time. But if you show anger and if you get really clingy when a man needs time, you could push away a good guy. I just want you all to really date with dignity and self-respect and feel like you are in control of your love life in the same way that you are in the rest of your life.